And we are live. Yeah, it's just as simple as that, Sam. It is that simple. Fake Sam, I mean. Anyway, hello. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a very last minute scheduled live stream. Yeah, I am. This was not going to happen. It was a very last minute decision. The reason why we're going live tonight is because, unfortunately, Silvermoon Sam, real Sam, will not be able to join us for my usual pre-TFN live stream. So we thought, just to make things fairer for her, we'll do a little one tonight and the main one the week before we go. So we're going to talk a little bit about TFNation 2026. There's currently people watching. I know it's one of them's you. But no, there is some people in and out. So, but no, we're just going to have a chilled out discussion. We're also going to talk about our little peeps of trying to track down toys in the wild in the UK. I know we're going to get some people saying, I've never had a problem. Well, it depends where you're from, doesn't it? If you're from London, then you'd be much easier to find stuff because you've got a store there that is the only one in the world. But we're talking about us little lower down the ranks people that live in Hull and wherever else that cannot find stuff. Anyway,
this is why the internet is useful, mate.
Yeah.
The internet is literally the gateway to buying expensive stuff that we can't afford but need for some weird reason in our lives. But I like we obviously with Hull, we have a small amount. We've got a comic shops. We've got two. We've got a Forbidden Planet. I use that term very loosely. And, we've got the Warhammer shops and all that, but yeah, we don't have a huge amount in the way of collecting. Like the Entertainer in Hull, just as an example, Transformers. Its Transformers are very limited. It never has much in current trend or current generations. It's always at least maybe a year behind. One of the problems with the Entertainer is due to the owner's religious beliefs. They don't have anything to do with Pokemon because evolution, and as a result, the Entertainer actually loses out on thousands and thousands a week, probably tens of thousands, if not more, on Pokemon because they don't sell anything Pokemon related. So when we had this big resurgence in Pokemon several years ago, it was actually worked out that the Entertainer was losing, like for example, the Entertainer in Hull, they were losing easily 10 grand minimum a week. So they were losing 40 grand a month on lost profit because they weren't getting involved in the Pokemon craze that had come back. It's like, okay, fair enough, religious beliefs and all, but come on, if you've got a company to run and there's a way to increase your profits hugely, you do it, And obviously, as we know, Tony Soundwave, he used to work there. He was well aware of parents coming in. Have you got any Pokemon stuff? No, we don't sell it. They were losing out hugely. Lawrence, has anyone seen Toy Story 5 yet? Not yet, mate. I'm very on the fence about whether or not I'm going to go and see Toy Story 5. I just honestly don't see why they have made a fifth one. Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending to the story. Four was okay. It was okay, but I just sort of feel like the stretching. They're trying to keep the franchise alive, like with Shrek 5, which, oh my god, has anybody seen the trailer for Shrek 5? The animation looks awful. Please tell me that is just because it's not finished being rendered, because it looks terrible. Anyway, I pass the floor to Real Sam and Nosey if they wish to jump in.
Yep. Well, we have some people in, so just going to say very quickly off the bat before we get too far in, because I have this thing of forgetting the chat. So right, we've got Jared. Sorry, that's not Jared. We've got Lawrence. Sorry. He says, hi, everybody. So Lawrence is here. We've got the Transformers to show, guys. They're here. Say evening. Happy Saturday. Someone called Silvermoon. Don't know who that is.
Never heard of them.
No. And then Yeah, obviously just had the Toy Story one, and obviously we've got Andy Prime. Hello, and Lawrence says I went to my local entertainer today. They did have some Pokemon plushies. Yeah, they've got teddy bear stuff, but they don't really do anything else. I don't know if they do the trading cards. Do they?
No
Because
Not
idea.
that
that's
I
I
know
don't.
of.
I have no idea.
uh,
Is there anywhere in Hull where you could even buy Pokemon? Oh no, there is.
yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
there's Trinity Market, isn't there? Yeah, the Trinity Market. There's got that place there that literally sells Pokemon cards.
There's a
Funnily enough, they were in the local news last year, actually asking people if you have any Pokemon cards you want to sell them to us because we really need the stock. So yeah, I mean they're always busy.
we do have we have a couple of what you call tabletop gaming places. We've got Warhammer. We've got the Warhammer shop, which is obviously for that kind of thing. But that we actually do have like like tabletop game shop places. There's a couple of them in Hull. There's another one that's just opened that specialises more in Pokemon trading card stuff. Like they actually get like you can actually I don't know that whole thing, the side of the Pokemon fandom that I can't really get behind, where they're all looking for these really really rare cards that actually ask a lot of money online. That's part of the fandom I've never been able to get behind personally. I was always a fan of the show, the anime, but I did have Pokemon cards, but all I did is play them as you were supposed to. You know, you trade them with your friends. I want to try and get Charizard. I want to try and get Blastoise. I need to get all the evolutions of Squirtle. And I need a special card in order for him to evolve. All this kind of stuff. And that was basically the whole idea of the game, but that's what I played. But when it comes to the whole high value card side of it, it kind of takes the shine off it a little bit. There's a lot of, yeah, it's not good. But anyway, so Transformers the show here saying I'll watch it when Toy Story 5. I'll watch it when Toy Story 5 when it's out on Disney Plus. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same. Next film want to watch is He-Man. Oh yes, you have to go and see He-Man. It is fantastic. Yes. He-Man and Masters of the Universe, even though I'm not a big fan of He-Man compared to other 80s franchises, but it is so fun. If somebody that's not a hardcore fan can get some enjoyment out of it, then they're onto a winner. Then we've got TJ Razzle21. Hey everyone, the entertainer does stock the cards, it's just being able to buy them before the scalpers. Yeah. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to explain a little bit for people that are in the chat. We've got a fair little steady stream of people chatting with us at the moment. So the whole idea of this stream is to talk a little bit about TFNation 2026, because that is literally only about 5 or 6 weeks away. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. There's some new guest announcements that have been announced, so I'm going to talk about them since I uploaded my last video talking about my information video. We're also going to talk a little bit about our pet peeves of trying to find stuff in our local areas without having to go online to buy toys. Because we all three, well, Sam doesn't collect Transformers as much as he used to, but as in real fake Sam, I mean. Should we say Firestorm? That's easier to know. But yeah, he found I found it really difficult to track stuff down in my local area of like current lines, and I'm having to resort to the thing of like everybody else, either in demand, Kapow, any sort of online retailer, Amazon, which they skyrocket the prices for the Transformers on Amazon. Online is literally the only place where you can find like newly released stuff. We do have a Smiths in Hull, but they have literally, it's an end of an aisle. There's nothing. We do have a Forbidden Planet, but it's the bad one. If people know that, they know what I'm talking about with that one. I went in there yesterday. They literally had 3 things that were Transformers related. Literally 3 things. And then they had some Yellow Park and Blockies, which is all good, of course, but I've already got them. So, you know, Yeah, so we also have the entertainer. I went in there; they had nothing. I went in the gadget shop. Uh, well, I call it the gadget shop. You know what I mean? We've all got them in our city centres. But I went in there. They had some YOLO Park stuff, model kits, and that's about it. So literally, availability for Transformers in Hull is virtually non-existent. There is only one option down. I know people don't know the geography of where I live properly, except for me, Sam, and Tony. But we do have a shop down Hessel Road, which is basically the road that links where I live in Hessel to Hull City Centre. And there's a shop down there. I've forgotten the name of it, but there's a shop down there that does actually get in a little bit more stock. I need to check his shop out a little bit more often. But that is literally the only option we have. Is like one independent shop down that is nowhere near most people. If you're a local person, you'll know where it is. But if you're somebody, say, travelling to Hull and you're trying to do a toy shop, you're not going to know where the hell you're going. You need to get a bus to go there or a taxi to get there. Yeah, that's why I say Hull is probably the worst place to come for a meetup, an official meetup or unofficial meetup, because you'd literally you'll get around everything in about 2 or 3 hours. Probably have very little for the experience in toy shop wise, and then you'll be leaving very disappointed. But what about you, fake Sam? Real Sam, sorry. I got mixed up with the Sams. This is like a Matrix situation going on here. But Silvermoon, what is your situation where you live with availability, and what are your thoughts on it? That Hasbro
Little
don't
to
seem to
none
have a viable market.
is what I can tell you.
Mm?
Because I said little to none is what I can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a Smiths, but we used to have an entire block. And anyone who worked in retail knows what I mean by the entire block of Transformers,
Yes.
floor to ceiling.
Mhm.
Now we have probably like 2 shelves of Transformers, and there is stud all on there. All the other places that around my area, we only have places like Smith's is the main one, and then you have little other places like the Entertainer and Tesco's, supermarkets, Argos, places like that.
Mhm.
Literally nothing in them. The only place you can really go for up-to-date stuff is online. So like Power in Demand, places like that. So it comes to a point where you're like, oh yeah, I'll just check out the toy aisle. Zip. It's like, yeah, just immediately go online now, because I know there's going to be nothing there. And if there is something there, you're blimmin' well lucky. So yeah, it's for want of a better word, pain in the ass.
Yeah, so I think it's a general issue for a lot of people in the UK, because I know where this comes from is Hasbro don't see the UK as a viable market, except for the only thing Hasbro related that they produce that is a big seller and a big draw in the UK is the board game stuff. They do sell well, hence why we always get the new, released version of this or that, of their board game stuff. But when it comes to their actual flagship like franchises, we get very little. Transformers is literally non-existent. Unless you're in London and you're near the Battersea Power Station, the Transformers shop. They do obviously get in everything that is current within the last year to couple of months. They do get stuff in that is current. And obviously they've got the proper Forbidden Planet in London as well. So London people, I don't think they'll have so much of a problem finding stuff in the wild or in shops, brick and mortar stores I'm talking about. But when it comes to like us little folk, like us down up north, we can't find out. we have to resort to having to pay shipping, import fees sometimes, and stuff like that to get it from other countries. I mean, I've had to buy stuff from America, China, because they're not sold here, or I have to wait till TFNation, which is another. Because literally, a lot of people say this, and it's one of my pet things, is that you go to TFNation to buy rare stuff because it's a convention, because they've got rare stuff, rare, G1 stuff that is really hard to find, and this and the, yeah, okay, don't get me wrong, you've got stuff that is, people go to conventions to try and track down stuff that is like high value, or if you're that way inclined within the fan base, within the collecting world. But for me, it's actually just a general shop, because it's so difficult to find stuff in our local area without having to, unless I've already pre-ordered it, then okay, I've already got it. But the fact that we have to, I know we've got the internet and all this, that, and the other these days, but I would have thought things would have improved over the years, but it's actually getting worse for availability in brick and mortar stores. And you wonder why brick and mortar stores are actually losing money, closing left, right, and centre, going out of business, because online is taking all the business away. And that is the main concern, really. But that is basically what we wanted to talk about a little bit, is what do other people think in the comments about availability in your local areas? And I know Lawrence, he has Leicester Vintage Toys that go to TFNation. They literally are just up the road from him. He lives in Leicester, so he does have that on pretty much on his doorstep. But other than that, what is your availability like? Because I know, like, ever since Toys R Us went out of business, even though they have sort of come back, they've they've gone with, what is it, TJ Jones, which used to be WH Smith. Ours is closing, so yeah, so no Toys R Us for us. But yeah, I checked out some Toys R Us areas in some of those locations, and it is literally just a little thing, and it's just for like toys for kids that are about years of like 3 years old to 5.
Yep.
There's nothing there of major significance. It's just a real small little section. So it's just useless. Absolutely useless. I don't know how Toys R Us are going to survive just being like a small little section in a newsagents, which is what WH Smith was. Just a newsagents with stationery and stuff like that. Here's a problem. Let me just get caught up on the chat before we get too far. So this is Andy Prime says, I can't wait for the new Spider-Man. We'll talk about that as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
it. Lawrence says, the other day I found gold-plated Burger King Pokemon card from 1999. Okay. No, I've never heard of that one. Andy Prime says, there's nothing in Scunthorpe town for toys, and have to get bus to Tesco for entertainer. Right, okay. So Scunthorpe it's not far from me anyway, so yeah, they're having problems as well. We're not... TJ Razzle says, Smith's near mine doesn't really have much Transformers wise. Never gets in Commanders or Titans, so I have to travel over an hour, so and so forth, an hour and a half, to collect in person to another one. Right, okay. So it looks like it's a general problem for people. Availability in Bolton is dire. Have to travel to Manchester for Forbidden Planet, because I think Manchester's got the other proper one, I think. Because there's a couple places. There's one in Birmingham, that's the proper Forbidden Planet. Then there's London, which is the main... The London store is the main Forbidden Planet in the UK. And then I think it's Birmingham, Manchester, I think Sheffield. There's only a couple of cities in the UK that actually have a proper Forbidden Planet. The actual one, not the one what we've got. Okay. And then Transformers The Show's come back saying, we have Forbidden Planet in Newcastle. Yep, I think Newcastle's the other one. There's a few geeky shops in Durham. One that opened recently, so I'll check it out. It's mainly online for me. It's so rare to find third party in the wild. Yeah, third party is because of if it being third party,
Licensing.
it's not officially licensed stuff. So the only places that would probably risk importing stuff like that would be like your independent toy shops, like Kapow, because obviously Kapow have a brick and mortar store, In Demand have one as well. So if you live in those areas or not far from their actual stores, they can order stuff in, or they do like specialize in stuff like import stuff in from China, from Japan, all sorts. So yeah.
So the ironic thing is, when we went to Philippines because we were visiting my mum's family in December, used to be they were well ahead of us in the Transformers waves because they were kind of near America and they were obviously near Japan. So they'd get Takara and Hasbro and everything way before we would get it over here or in Europe or wherever else. So I went there and I was like, oh yeah, I can get all this stuff, all before it comes in the UK, blah, blah, blah. And even they've gone down in waves because there was no Japanese stuff. There was the waves they had in the Philippines were exactly the same waves that they had in the UK. And I was just like, well, this has gone down. So it's possibly not even the UK and Europe that's suffering. It's possibly the entire world. I don't know, but
well, I have heard there has been issues of availability even in America, different states. Some states seem to benefit better than others. I don't know if again it's all down to licensing. It's all down to, I mean, especially when, and obviously this is a different thing when you're talking about media. When it comes to distribution of media, as in like animated series, so a lot of stuff in America it's either voiced or the voice acting's done either in LA or it's North America or Canada. And when you've got that North American thing, you need like a third party or another company that can distribute it outside of America or Canada. And that's where you start getting problems with that. But I'm wondering if that's a similar problem with toys, is that they've decided not to really. That's probably maybe why we only get such a small selection in the UK, because there's no company that have stepped up to really try and distribute it. Or it's Hasbro blocking it because the sales of their toys have been not as well. The thing is, though, if there was more availability, their sales would go up more, I think. Because there's no wonder kids' interest in Transformers has gone down because there's nothing for them to buy. There's nothing for them of interest. It's like, oh, brand new Decepticon or a brand new this or massive big Titan Transformer. Mum can have that for Christmas. There's none of that.
No, it costs £300.
Yeah. No, you're not having that. You can have a PS5 instead.
That's like 500. Poor mother. What's going on? He's like, kids like, I can't have the Transformer, mummy. Okay, can I have the console? God's sake, love, no. You can have this pair of socks. It's £1. It's serious.
Sounds like my dad.
But no. Your dad would buy you a sock, 10 pence, from a charity shop that's gone out of business. That is what your dad would do. It's that cheap. But the thing with Transformers in general, or any kind of fan base, availability is very, depending on what it is always restricted to the internet. Yes, independent sellers can get stuff in. Your big sellers have more stock in, like Forbidden Planet in London. But for a lot of people, the best way to get hold of stuff is online. But then the issue you have there is if you're shipping something out, like say from Japan, it could take a while to get here. You've got import fees, custom fees as well, possibly. And then you've got the whole waiting around for it to turn up. So I would say that the like a lot of stores and stuff, like as you were saying earlier, John, the funny thing is, a lot of stores that have gone out of business in recent years, it isn't anything to do with online sales or internet in general. It's actually because a lot of these stores have never adapted.
Mm.
For a store to succeed, they have to adapt, they have to change. If a store after 20 years, for example, is the same as how it was from when it opened, so to say now, that store's not going to survive.
Yeah.
So you need to change. Like Primark's a good example. Primark changes pretty much twice a year. Its stock changes, its fashion changes, its advertisements change. It's constantly keeping up with the trends and the online economy, and
Yeah.
that's the secret. You could be an independent seller selling Transformers, Star Wars, anime, whatever, and you could still be going 30 years time as long as you stick with what the trends are. So it isn't just a case of selling selling stuff that sells. It's also a case of making sure you are keeping up with the trends. Like right now, if you're an independent seller and you sell all that nerdy geeky stuff, you're going to be wanting to stock up on anything and everything you could find that is K-pop Demon Hunters, because that is going to be the big thing at the moment. So
everything, yeah.
As long as you keep up to date with the trends and the model, if you will, then realistically you're going to always have stock to sell. But then that lies the other problem of getting hold of the stock. So yeah, but then for people like us, we generally have to scour high and wide across the internet to try and find stuff, if depending on what we're looking for. And hell, I've seen people trying to fleece people on eBay when they're selling a Transformer. I once witnessed somebody literally selling it was an Optimus Prime, and they'd labeled it as a G1 Optimus Prime. It wasn't a G1 Optimus Prime, and they were trying to sell it for like 300 quid. It wasn't G1. Like, you either have no idea what G1 Prime looks like, or you're hoping that some idiot buys it for 300 quid thinking they've just bought a G1 Prime. But that's another thing as well. People trying to scam people by falsely advertising stuff, and somebody who doesn't know what they're buying.
That's true. I mean, unfortunately, scalpers are still very much ripe on eBay and certain other, even Amazon. There's scalpers on Amazon as well, because Amazon, they have their own stock that they stock through their warehouses and stuff, but they also have other companies selling through Amazon as well, just like eBay. So you've got to be very careful, because I've seen some official Transformers stock, some official Transformers stuff. I don't know if they have to pay more fees because of listing on Amazon, maybe so. Like you do with eBay, you have to sort of ask a little bit more because of fees with listing something on eBay. So, so it could be down to that, but I've seen just deluxe or Voyager Transformers. I've seen the price of them for about between 25-30 quid, normal RRP, like shops wise. And then on Amazon, I've seen stuff being listed for the same toy, but it's like 45, 50 quid. So it's like an extra 20 odd quid more just to be able to get it from Amazon. So it's like, there's like official scalpers, and there's also like your independent scalpers as well. It's like, but it's like, you've got no choice. No one's selling this unless you're out near the Transformers store. So you've got no choice. If you want it, you pay the money. You pay the extra, and that's what really annoys me, and that's what infuriates me a little bit, because we shouldn't have to be able to just rely on just online only, because I wish Hasbro would get their heads out their asses a little bit. As the saying goes, should get their heads up their asses and say, right, okay, we're going to give you a little bit more stock. We're going to actually release our latest stock to your shores, not just London, not just Newcastle, the main areas that seem to have a lot of nerdy shops and stuff. We do have a fair selection of nerdy shops in Hull, but they're mainly like your tabletop stuff. So if you're a fan of D&D or Magic the Gathering, any other thing of that nature that is either a card game or a tabletop game, we do have that. But if you're not into that, I'm not massively into tabletop stuff. I've never really ventured into it personally, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'd sit there at the table like this. What the hell am I doing? I could be in a pub, wasting and pissing up a wall. That'd be better. Sorry about that, fake Sam, real Sam terminology. But no, it's, you know what I mean. I could be doing something much better with my time, but but no, it's just.
So we don't even have that around here. I think the best role-playing place we have around here is a game. You know, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
my
game.
closest two towns don't have anything like that. A town that was a little further away has game and the entertainer and everything else. But other than that, my closest two towns have literally nothing. Not unless I want to pop into B&M and Home Bargains and hope they have something. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking into. I always go. We've got a fair few B&Ms and Home Bargains in Hull. We've got quite a few of them spread out throughout the city, and I go in there. I go in them shops from time to time. I might find the odd thing here and there, very rarely, but even they've got very small stock now compared to what they used to have. It's like there's no discounted stock for them to get rid of because there's nothing available in the UK really, you know. So even they're finding it difficult to find discount stock. So it's like, I mean, I've found some really good stuff in Elm Baggers and all that. You know, I've found Beast Wars figures in there once. I managed to pick up is it K9, Beast Wars K9. Remember when they did the re-releases of the old card. I managed to get Tigertron from there. I managed to get a re-release of Tigertron, Beast Wars Tigertron, and I managed to get, I think it was K9, like the wolf guy. There's actually a couple of versions of that mold, but it's like a big dog, big wolf. There's one called K9, and I think it was called Wolf something. Anyway, the character. But I managed to pick up a couple from Home Bargains, either Home Bargains or B&M, one of the two. But I managed to pick up some Beast Wars toys back in the day. It's only going back about a year or so. So it's not far off now, you know, recent. But yeah, it's just availability. Unless you are very, very fortunate to literally not live very far from London, where you got the official trademark shop. It would be nice because obviously it has gone down well. It's been very, very positive. The reception of the Transformers store has been very, very positive. It's gone down really well. They seem to be doing good business. They're getting voice actors going there for a special one-day signing events. They had Greg Berger not long ago. So they are doing a lot for the fan base. But unfortunately, for me in Hull, London is not just around the corner. It's like a good 4-hour train journey, and it's hundreds of pounds just to get a train ticket to go to London. It's not cheap, and I'd have to stay over the night at least to get my money's worth. And finding a hotel in London just adds to it, especially in the centre of London. So yeah, it's like, unfortunately, we're not lucky enough to have anything like that really where we live, and it seems the same for Scunthorpe and a few other places. I mean, if you've got a really decent Forbidden Planet, then you've probably got a bit more of a chance because they do get a bit more of the current lines. They might not have the new stuff that's literally just come out, but they might have at least within the last year or so stock, at least. I mean, I'd love to be able to get myself the Seekers, the new Seekers that they've released for the 86 movie. They've released Skywarp and Thundercracker, and I would love to pick them two up. Even though I'm a big Seekers fan, I love my Seekers and my Coneheads and everything. So I do have Starscreams. I've got plenty of Starscreams, but I would like to pick up the new Seekers, and they have been in the wild. People are picking them up left, right, and centre. But I'm like, where the hell are you getting these from if you're not buying them online? And online,
I technically pre-ordered Thundercracker before I went on holiday last year, and then I pre-ordered Skywarp, but apparently, I'm not sure if anyone else knows this, and they're probably going to be swamped, but apparently In Demand have got an import of Skywarp, and they said it will be available at TFN.
Ooh.
So it's just like,
Yeah.
I have him on pre-order, but if I can get him at TFN, then yes.
Yeah. This is the other side of it as well. With I understand, like your online retailers like In Demand and Kapow, they only get in blocks. They only get access to so much availability. Once that's it, they're sold out. They try and get you some more in, but it takes time because a lot of this stuff is imported from Japan because it is the official Takara stuff that they're going in, not just the Hasbro stuff. So it does take time for them to replenish the stock, which I understand. That's just how it is. But when it comes to, it's really annoying because if you really want something, you've got to really get on it quickly. Otherwise, all the pre-orders are gone, and you can't find it anywhere else in shops because no one's selling it. No one's got it. And then you've got to wait till TFNation like every once a year and just really hope somebody has one for you. But I'm definitely going to be checking. This is why. I mean, I've just had someone's just said. TJ Razzle just said in this comment, says, like you said, John, he gets it as well. TFNation is my national shop day. When I don't do it online, I go into Birmingham on Friday for Forbidden Planet and Worlds Apart, and then the convention for general buying. Yeah, so I'm not the only one that has that mindset. Is that just using TFNation just as a general shop for toys, because that is the only time that all the toys that you really want, everything that's currently just been released, stuff that releases within that same couple days or week before TFNation comes around, if it's out in there in the public domain, they will likely have it. So you've got more chance of getting the stuff that you really need from there than you do from your main brick and mortar stores where you live. And that's the general, that's the state of collecting in the UK. It would be nice if I got some comparison to some American folks, but I don't know what it's like in Canada and America, but I do know it's a bit too expensive in Canada for toys because even the Canadians can't afford stuff on their own currency because the Canadian dollar is mental. You see the translate that the currency rate for Canadian dollar. I don't want dollar. It's a bit early yet. Anyway, yeah, dollar, Canadian dollar to American dollar. It's like massive difference. It's really expensive to buy stuff toy wise in Canada. A lot of people struggle to just make ends meet in Canada because of how expensive it is. So yeah, it just goes into comparison that there probably is availability, but the price is putting people off because they can't afford it. But I do know that this is going back a bit, but I used to obviously know some people that were within the Transformers collecting. I used to be friends with people and talk to people quite regularly that were American based. There were Transformers collectors, but they were in America. There was the Tazimus Prime, and one guy, for example. There was a few other people that were from America and Canada. And they said, I brought this question up in a video years ago talking about trying to find stuff like availability. And even they said, even in America, certain states, some states are better than others. So some states are frozen out, and other states. So basically, you say if you lived in Boston, there's nothing in Boston, but you went, I don't know, somewhere else, and there's all this stock, there's all this stuff. You're like, why isn't this in my state? Why isn't this where I live? So I don't know if it's like a thing where it's like a monopoly thing going on, like the different states in America. It depends where you are located, whether you get stock or not, or you get very little stock compared to your neighboring states. It's really funny. So I don't know if that's still the case now in 2026, but I do know that was a problem a few years back, or a good 5 or 10 years ago. So I think it's a general thing, but any country outside of, I know UK, the United Kingdom compared to America, it's a smaller country, so you have less population, you have less people buying stuff compared to America. I get it, but still, if you have more availability of toys in stock, you're going to get more sales in the UK because there's nothing of interest unless it's an independent one of your like in demand or Kapow them shops. If it wasn't for them, and it wasn't for their online stores as well, if it wasn't for them, we'd be screwed in the UK for buying stuff. We'd have to pay through the teeth and have no choice but to buy scalper prices in the UK. So really, it is a problem for us in the UK, even in 2026. What are we saying here? Andy Prime says the last time I got a TF from a shop was about 2 years ago. Sammy's here. Hello, Sammy. How you doing? Sammy says we've got three Sams on the. Sammy, we've got 2 Sams.
Good luck, John.
Oh God, I'm dyslexic, by the way, just to remind people. Having more than three people with the same name is not good for me. Anyway, Sammy says when it comes to buying Transformers, I think TFN has become the best and possible way to buy the figures that stores just simply don't own. Yep, exactly. And he goes on to say, getting what you find is so damn tricky, especially in the UK. And then TF Razzle comes back in. Raziel. I do apologise if I'm butchering your name, mate. I really do apologise. But he says, honestly, the only Transformer I have on pre-order before TFN that will be out is Studio Series Titan Grimlock. Oh, I didn't even know that was even coming out. And that's only because SAF. I thought you almost said SAS for a second then. SAF have on £30 cheaper retail. Right, okay. Andy Prime comes in as well. Entertainer at one point had the same Transformers for 6 months that never sold. Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah,
100% believe that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I've seen in shops, it is like from some of the stuff they've got is from about 2 or 3 years ago, like really old stuff that they just can't shift, like old Studio Series stuff that has probably been bought to death over the years, and it's like from about 2 or 3 years ago. There's nothing current unless it's like a specialist shop that actually imports this stuff. We don't have anything like that in Hull that is a proper importer. Like, we don't have a store in Hull that is similar to Kapow in demand. That's basically, no matter what it is, it could be K-pop, it could be MLP, it could be Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, whatever it is. If it's a major toy line, they get it in. The same with, unfortunately, pop vinyl. Because that's what our Forbidden Planet is, just pop vinyl galore. They might as well just rename it Pop Vinyl.
Pop vinyls. Like, I think I have like 3, maybe 4. And what gets me is Hull Comic Con, because we do have a little Comic Con in Hull every year. I would say 90% of it is vinyl pop. Like, there's literally a seller there who just sells vinyl pop, and they've got the biggest stall, and it takes up a full back wall. I mean, I understand the collection side for vinyl pop. I get that, but for a lot of people, there's not a huge amount of interest. Plus, a lot of them have no real resale value. The last time I sold a load of vinyl pops on eBay, I think I got about £8 for them, because there's not much in the way of resale value to them.
No, I mean there is meant to be some like rare
you'd have to go all the way back to like the beginning, like when it first started, because anything from the first wave would definitely be rare and worth a lot. But a lot of the stuff now is quite easy to get hold of. I mean, yes, like K-pop Demon Hunters, as an example. When the vinyl pops for them got released on Amazon, didn't even go, not even a day. They went in something like an hour. They completely sold out in an hour when they went live. Obviously now you could get hold of them very easily, but stuff like that will go very quickly, and then scalpers will come in and be like selling them on eBay for like £300. I can give you all a really, really good example of scalpers, right? So
I'm just going to refill my water. I'll be right back.
No.
if anybody here remembers the Hatchimals,
Mm-hmm.
so when the Hatchimal craze happened, I was working at Argos at the time, and literally it got to the point where it was almost impossible to find a Hatchimal in the UK for sale in shops, and this was over the Christmas period. And we used to get parents calling in all the time. Have you got any Hatchimals? Have you got any Hatchimals? No, we don't have any Hatchimals in. Do you know when you're going to get them in? There's a backlog. We probably won't have them in for like 4 months, so way after Christmas.
Yeah.
And like all these parents, like desperate for their little darlings to have a Hatchimal, which personally I always saw was one of the most overpriced things to ever be released. It got to the point where some parents were willing to pay like £500 on eBay for a Hatchimal, and like these things were being sold for like 20 quid in Argos and in other shops. But because nobody could get them, all the scalpers were selling them, and parents were happily shelling out for 500, 600 quid. And it's like, why? Just wait. I mean, literally wait until bloody February. But seriously, because they'll be back in stock. And no surprise, come February, every place had them. By that point, the craze had died, and they couldn't sell them because it was like the big craze with fidget spinners.
Oh yeah.
Like fidget spinners for what became like a massive thing if you were like 10 years old. The craze only lasted about 4 weeks, but for 4 whole weeks, places were selling fidget spinners like hotcakes, and they were selling them for as little as £1.
Yep.
There was a bloke at Walton Street Market who literally was just selling fidget spinners, and he was making a killing. It was just insanely weird that was so popular, and then the popularity died off very quickly. And then there were loads of people trying to sell them but nobody wanted them anymore.
Yeah. And it's like you get your crazes, don't you? It became a craze, but the whole idea of fidget spinners were actually more for people on the spectrum. That's what they were developed for, people that have, where they maybe have Asperger's or ADHD, and they have they can't concentrate properly, or they have maybe a problem with surroundings, so they have something that can finger their attention off. Or, you know what I mean? So they can unplug from the world around them a little bit. So you had the little cubes that had the little knobs and stuff on them, and little switches. Do you remember them? The little cubes that had multi-sides. And then you had the fidget spinners. But they are still popular with people in the spectrum space, which I get it. I understand that was the whole idea of them, but then it became a craze as well with people. Oh, I must buy this one. Have you seen this one? But yeah, you get your crazes, but then you get your actual stuff that is that has stood the hand of time sort of thing. All your 80s properties, your 90s properties that are still very much popular, but there's just no availability for. And that's the problem. Is that I think that's why Transformers is failing. Not failing, it's still strong, but I think the marketing side, obviously, we saw that with Transformers 1. That was a big flop because Hasbro failed to market it properly. It was either Hasbro's side or it was Entertainment One, whoever it was that did the production of that. Paramount, I think it was Paramount. So it was either at Paramount's end or it was Hasbro. Somebody did not do their job properly in marketing, and I think has subsequently probably been fired because there's been a lot of people moving at Hasbro. But yeah, I think there's a lot of problems going on. I think Hasbro needs to evaluate their market. I think they need to get a bit more availability into the UK. Yes, we're a smaller country. There isn't as much toy sales compared to America. We're a smaller country compared to America. But yet, if there was more availability, they probably will start seeing a little bit of an increase in revenue from toy sales, because there's nothing of interest. There's nothing for there are some kids out there that still like to play with toys, not just tablets and this and the other. I mean, the electrical tablets are not talking about prescription drugs, people. You know what I mean?
Sam's moving so fast, his background's gone blurry.
I know, Sam. Slow down, mate. Slow down. You don't have to break the sound barrier like Flash. All right.
Yeah, get rid. Blurry actually helps. You're both not stuttering anymore.
What?
But my internet connection in the shed's terrible, mate. I'm lucky to get
We
12
know that.
megabytes.
Oh,
So
okay.
literally, I blared the background, and it's actually helping. You're not stuttering anymore. You're both clear and visible. I can see you all, and this looks really weird, doesn't it? This looks
I
so
was gonna
weird.
say, he might actually stay for the whole stream, John.
Okay, doke. Right, let's get on with the comments, and we'll move on to TFNation stuff as well, because I want to talk a little bit about that as well. But so it says TJ says, "Don't worry about my name. It's a tricky one." Right, okay, thank you. I'm really bad with names. I do apologise. In general, I'm always somebody that recognises a face, and then my brain, the cogs start turning. I'm like, "Who the hell are you?" And then, but I have this thing of not asking who they are because I feel really bad for not remembering. So I generally just go, "Yeah, I feel real awkward." I just go, "Oh, hiya, mate. How you doing?" I have no idea who you are, but hello. But
so
yeah,
you go into this entire conversation with this person, you walk away and go, "Who are they?"
Yeah, did I mention I'm socially awkward? Yeah. All right, so Sammy comes back saying, "What's even worse is I've noticed how high the prices for some figures have spiked quite high in the last few years. What used to be £20 has jumped to like 30 to 40. Yeah, they are pricing a lot of like the younger kids out. They have the Transformers space. It seems to kind of have shifted their focus more to the adult collector because of the
Yeah,
whole
adults have
introduction.
money. That's
Yeah,
why
well,
we're
true.
capable of willingly making bad financial decisions.
Yes,
Children can't do that. We can. That's why collector stuff is normally stupid money, because there's going to be people like us like, I need to pay my food bill today. I must eat. But this Transformer I've been looking for, it's only 150 quid.
it's
Now I
okay.
may have to drink soup for the next 6 months, but I must buy it. That's basically what it's like.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. I think I can survive on bread and butter and beans on
Water,
toast for the rest of my
Hot
life.
noodle.
Noodle, yeah.
beef broth, OXO cubes. You can mix them in hot water. That's good.
Bisto, bisto gravy. Anyway, so let's move on. Yeah, I have spoken. Yeah, I have. Sammy again says, so I think price wise, going to cons or shopping, you can get some good deals at TFNation. Yes, they will pay. Will ask. Some of them do ask a little bit more than RRP because of it being an event. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to shout out to anybody because I don't want any drama. But they do that. Some of them do that. Some of them, I've noticed, like In Demand is usually my go-to at TFNation because they always seem to have everything I want. They usually, as soon as you walk through the door, they're usually either on your left or your right as you walk
Yeah,
in. So there's
that's
usually
Billy. That's Billy, mate. Billy, he plans it all out. Like every year they have a meeting, and it's like, now, okay, remember, we need to make sure Nosy is skint within 5 minutes of walking into the dealer room. So we've done a load of research, we've watched his videos, we know what he's looking for. We'll put all those bots on the right-hand side on the table just as Nosy walks in. We've got spotters. They'll tell us on the walkie-talkies. We'll then watch Nosy spend all his money and then laugh at great glee, knowing that we have made money at TFN at Nosy's expense.
Yep.
Oh, if anybody sees him blocking a fire exit, tell me immediately. Yes, Billy.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, literally, they know what they're doing with me in particular because I get DMs from TFNation on TikTok of all of their. Every time they announce something, I always see it before I even go on TikTok, and as soon as I go on TikTok, I get a DM with a smiley, cryptic face, and like, "Can you share this, please?" Kind of like very subtly asking me to share this, and can you repost this? I'm like, Billy, we're going to have words. We're going to have words, mate. Especially when Vince DiCola came on. Because literally, I was burnt out. I had like a momentary burnout with making videos as like more beginning of this year. And I just had a bit of a break from making videos for a little bit. And then I came back. But I only came back because I don't know if I might just be overthinking this, but when they announced Vince DiCola for TFNation, I had no idea. And then all of a sudden, I was just on TikTok and it came up this little video. And I was like, that's Vince DiCola in the video. I'm like, hang on. Everything's starting to click. And then it came on saying, Vince DiCola has been announced for TFNation 2026. And they DM'd me this on TikTok. And I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm trying to get my shit together, trying to kind of like get out of this burnout well. You've just I'm back at it now. Back into it. I'm back in the saddle. But yeah, so they know what they're doing. They're crafty. The TFNation guys are really good people, but they are bloody crafty.
Told you they have team meetings, mate, where they literally discuss ways to torture you, both financially, emotionally, and mentally, possibly even physically. Who knows what they've got planned? But you know, they probably have big team meetings based on you. You know, it's like, how can we screw with Nosy this week? You know, I know. Let's DM him on TikTok and tell him about Vince DiCola. You know, trust me, there are probably meetings. I bet there's meetings.
Probably crisis meetings. I probably said something I shouldn't have, and then I probably get told off by Grace. I know Tony got told off by Grace once. That was funny. I walked into the dealer room. Sorry to kind of offshoot what's going on, but I walked into the dealer room and I saw Grace at the merch stand, and she just come up to me. She waved me over, and I was like, "Oh, what have I said? What have I done?" You know, whenever someone waves at me with a bit of a naughty, bad face on their face, I'm like, "What have I done? What have I done now?" And then I go over and she went, "Have you seen Tony today?" I went, "No." And I'm like, "I have a few words to say to Tony." This is Sound of SG1, by the way, for context. And we have a few words to talk about him. He did a video talking about something TFN related, and he used a lot of naughty language in it. And we wasn't happy with I wasn't happy at the amount of language he was using in that video, or whatever he was talking about. I can't remember exactly what he was talking about, but he used a little profanity in it. And Grace wanted to really give him some of her, you know. I was like, I will leave that to you. I'm just going to go over here now, and I'm going to watch it. Somebody with a bit of popcorn, I'll just sit down here and watch it.
Were you saying that when I saw, was it an announcement for TFN for one of the guests earlier, which will probably upset your line for what you're going to talk about in a minute, but notice one of these guests, and my brain instantly went to the fact that when I used to volunteer for auto assembly, this particular guest came up to me and he asked for his ticket. I had no idea who he is because I don't follow comics. I don't read comics. I don't do anything on that. So I had no idea who this particular person was. Comes up to me and he goes, "Oh, I've come to collect my pass." I was like, "Okay, then do you have," because I was told ask the name, ask for their ticket ID or whatever it was at the time, blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Okay, says, do you have this?" He goes, "No." I said, "Well, do you have it?" No. I said, "Oh, well, I can't give you a ticket or anything unless you have this information." And he's standing there. I'm like, "Well, I've been told I can't." One of the mates comes over to me and he goes, "Do you know who this is?" I went, "No." And he goes, "That's Jeff Senior." And I went, "Oh." I was blatantly saying to a guest they couldn't come in because I had no idea who they were. And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be remembered for that." Oh. And then when I saw him was announced, I went, "Oh, God, no."
Yeah.
That was an embarrassing stage moment. Poor Sam, real Sam. Was it a case of Vince Nicola comes on? You would not let me in. Do you not know who I am? You come here. Why? You know, it's like, Billy, I'm very sorry. She's a new volunteer. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Sam, please, just you know, blame fake Sam. Actually, we can't be mean to real Sam. Bring me fake Sam so we may beat him. You know,
Is that we advised the wrong Sam? Sorry, we advised a different one, not this one.
we will arrange the annual beating with a tripod of Sam. Fake Sam.
That is an incredible picture. It's like full 360 of that. That's incredible.
Right. So,
I'm still doing the fake Sam T-shirt. I am still doing that for TFN.
you both of you Sam should do one. Have a variant of it. One saying real Sam, one saying fake Sam, and have an arrow. So you just like one to the left, one to the right, and you just stand next to each other. That'd be funny. Do you still have your Team Edward T-shirt?
Yes.
Bring that as well. That'd be funny.
It's kind of pointless to bring that. It's like that whole thing is just kind of meaningless now.
Those who know will know.
Yeah, those who know will know.
Because as soon as Tony sees it, everybody will know about it. Because it's like, if you don't want something to be spread, you don't talk to Tony because it ends up everywhere.
That is true. But yeah, like I said, I'm doing the fake Sam T-shirt this year.
Okay.
Real Sam, you need to get a real Sam T-shirt. Because that's the only way it'll work. You know, be interested stood next to each other. So, why are you the fake Sam? Why are you the real Sam? That's a good question. I don't know.
Right, let's move on.
I can't remember how this even came about, to be perfectly honest.
No, not either.
This has completely gone off track now, haven't we? Right, let's get back onto the
We always go off track, you know? Quite perfectly normal. Now, I just want Billy to jump on right now so he can, like, torment you, Nosy. And just you know, generally I would enjoy that, to watch Billy torment you in some way.
There is time. I mean, there has been times I've done live streams and and I never even put TFNation in it at all. And I mentioned Billy's name. It's almost like Beetlejuice. You mention his name 3 times, he appears.
Hang on, go try this. Hang on. Billy. No.
I was going to say, you had Tony appear.
What? All right, let me just get through the comments because there's a lot, actually. It's actually been pretty good tonight. Right, so let's get through them. TJ says, man, speaking of prices, anyone seen Titan Gigastorm is like £350? Wow, that's a lot. Like, wow, Hasbro, what's going on? Yeah, they've seemed to have really outpriced kids with a lot of their bigger toys because
children don't have money, mate. We've literally just discussed this.
I know, but what I'm saying is that
you don't bring out a 350 quid Titan Gigastorm for little Billy, who's like 6, because he doesn't have £350. If little Billy at age 6 has 350 quid, I want to know what I'm doing wrong. But the whole point is, you know, they don't aim them at children, as I said. They aim at adults, because we can make the financial decisions. They may not be smart, but we can make them.
You're going to hear it here. I have a big bill coming up very, very soon that I have to pay.
And a certain person's father doesn't. Naughty.
My dad doesn't know. I'm not going to disclose the amount, but I have something that ranges into a lot of hundreds. The remaining balance of something I've pre-ordered.
Soundwave. Anyways, you know, something to do with a sound wave. You know, like waves of sound, kind of like that. Sometimes you have these things that show waves of sound and monitor sound waves. So, it's just a random thought. Sound waves are interesting. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, so enough about John and what he may or may not have bought and what his dad certainly doesn't know anything about. And good God, mate, your dad would kill you if he found out.
Yeah, he's not gonna know. What he doesn't know won't hurt him, will it? That's what the saying goes. Are you right there, real Sam? She's muted herself. Right, let's just get through these comments while she's doing something.
Sorry, my mum is doing stuff in the conservatory.
Oh, okay. Hello, Mummy Sam. Right, Sammy says, where are we? Hasbro needs new leadership to light our darkest hour. Anyway, because right now they really are just going through the motions and running on nothing to keep them going. Yeah, I agree what you're saying there. Andy Prime, I get more third-party Transformers. They're expensive, but worth the price for the quality. Hasbro just bad. But yeah, to be honest, the Takara stuff has always been the best of of your normal toys when it comes to plastic quality as well as paint application, because you always do just get more of a premium finish, paint and everything on them. Yeah, I just seen Tony's comment. Who's this? Bands, whatever. Bands. Bames? Barnes? Bam? Anyway. It's just a response. Sorry. Alright, there's Tony. Where's my invite for this stream?
See, I told you. You said Billy 3 times and Tony appeared.
You know.
John, we'll try something else in reverse then. Tony. I don't think Billy appeared, so yeah, I don't think it works.
Yeah. Don't worry, Tony. If you're still here. I invited him on for my pre-TFN live stream a week before, so he will be joining for that. Hopefully, if all goes well. I put the feelers out yesterday, and I had some people within about 10 minutes say, yes, I want to be on. I want to do this. So, yeah. Potentially there could be some new faces that I've never spoke to before ever. Well, I won't say not ever, but there's a few people that have never been on one of my streams before coming on. So we'll see. If it might change, we don't know. It depends on people's availability and all that stuff.
I just hope Billy's on it, largely just so he can let everybody know what they have planned for you for this TFM. No doubt that there is a plan. I guarantee you there's a plan. There is a plan. When it's you, Nosey, there's a plan. I think Billy has a backup plan in case something happens and it is legitimately your fault. Yeah. I mean, who knows? There could well be a contingency plan. Yeah.
Andy Prime.
Take a shot every time SG Wave Sam swears. No, very bad idea. That is not a good idea. You don't want to do that game. No.
Tony says you will always be Team Edward.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think we'll ever escape that one.
I think Tony wants to come on. We're gonna be here till midnight, and I don't want to be on here till midnight. Just waiting for Tony to finish. Right, so Tony says, Nosey, I'm going to tell your dad. That's if you ever see my dad. Adam's here, unfortunately. Adam says,
I don't know anyone called Adam. Who is this Adam?
I don't know. It's just some strange cat called the Fluffenbusters.
Sam, do you know an Adam?
Nah, never heard of an Adam. Never.
No. I've had a
Name is Dust in the Wind. No idea.
well, Fluff and Busters. It sounds like some kind of thing where you pick out the fluff of your belly button.
It sounds like a really dodgy film company that makes dodgy films involving fluffy stuff.
Yeah.
The good thing he's not come to TFN. He'd kill us.
Yes. Well, he already has something. He always. I know. He wants to have a conversation with Sam.
Me? What have I done?
I don't know. I can't remember what happened now, but he wants to have a word with you about something. You think, oh, that's what it was. I just remember.
What have I done?
It was when I did my hotel stream.
Right,
Yeah.
which one?
I did a stream. I think it was who was. I think it was me, you, and Tony. I think Tony was on that one. I can't remember now, but I did a stream, and you was on with us, and you literally had up the information. You literally had the video that I made, or you had the thing up that we did previously, talking about the hotel information stream that we did. This was something after we did the initial stream between Adam, Tony, and myself. And you literally had it up, and you was talking wrong things about this, that, and the other of different hotels and stuff like that. And you literally had the information up in front of you at the time of talking, and you still got it wrong.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I can't remember. Adam probably might tell us.
Was that for Manchester Minicon?
No, it was me, Adam, and Tony. We did a. When was it? It was earlier this year, so it was definitely 2026 when we did it. But it's when the hotels first went live for TFN 2026, and so we did a stream. Yeah, Adam's going to summarize so we get it right. So basically, yeah, we did a stream. Me, Tony, and Adam. We did a stream when we were talking about the different options, different hotel options. Adam did this really good presentation thing of the different prices, where this hotel is, airport side as well as NEC side, and city centre options and all this kind of thing. And we spoke about this, and we had a discussion, and that was the initial live stream that we did together. Then I think I did a stream with you, Sam, about a week or two after that, and it came up in conversation, and you were talking about certain things, and you got everything wrong or something. But Adam's going to summarise so we get the context right. Right. Adam says, sadly, Hasbro are trapped in a corporate system that they can't work their way free from. I doubt I will ever see success in the future. Yeah, that's unfortunate. On a serious note, because TFN is earlier this year, do you feel the annual early August hype / push is instead going to be very last minute? I don't know. I will say it's definitely a lot earlier than normal. It does feel strange it being in July compared to August. I don't know, really. I don't know. I mean, I do know there has been some familiar faces in regards to going to TFNs in the past that are likely not going because obviously there's certain reasons. It could be commitments. It could be they've got a family, working, simple as, can't do it. But there's also some people that maybe because of where it is, maybe they can't get the time off. I don't know. But I don't know, really. I don't know if it'll have much implication. I don't know if it has had an impact because of the time. What do you two think about that?
Until you mentioned it, I'd completely forgotten. I thought it was a normal sort of mid-August thing. time.
Have you actually got the right dates booked up?
Oh yeah, I've got the right dates booked up. Let me just check booking.com to double check that actually.
You
One
get there, it's
second.
like, no, your hotel is until next week. What?
Yeah, we're booked right. 30th of July to 30th of July to 3rd of August. Yeah, we're fine. We are all good.
Let me double check because
Yeah, and
Lee,
then real Sam, you should double check.
Oh
And
no,
then
I know it's fine because I had to get almost special permission to get this time off from work because there are already too many people off on my work shift. So I know I've got the right dates.
right? So it's the 30th to the 3rd, Sam.
yeah, I've got them booked.
Right, so we're all right then.
I may
Yeah.
check my holiday thing at work on Monday. Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, I've got the holiday off already. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good.
Adam, if you're watching, can I borrow your tripod? It's not for what you think. It's for clobbering Sam over the head. The fake Sam. I would never do that to real Sam. Right. Adam says, by all means, keep digging your grave. Mine's probably. I think the average grave is 6 foot deep, but now I think mine is something like right in the centre of the earth. Earth's core. They don't need to do a cremation on my side; it's already covered. They'll just dig it all as deep as possible and just chuck me in and end up in the Earth's core. That'll do. We've got David Well Toys. He says, hello, sorry I'm late. Who's who? And hello to everyone. So, so obviously, hello. It's me. I'm Nosey, of course, as you know. But I'm joined tonight by my good friend Sam, Jose Firestorm, who is also known as Fake Sam. For context, it's like a running joke between the two Sams because we often get confused with one another whenever we're on the same stream together. It's like, Sam, which Sam you talking about? That one down there. That's just like a running joke. So yeah, we've got Silvermoon, who's real Sam, up in the top right, and then Fake Sam, my friend Jose Firestorm, down there, right there. But yeah, so all three of us will be going to TFNation 2026. We're going to talk a little bit about TFN. I don't want to make this too long tonight because I know Sam's probably getting a bit tired.
If I blur out this cup, does it look dodgy or anything?
Yes.
Your cup is blurred out, so it does look kind of dodgy because your arm's blurred out as well.
Excellent. Blur out my hands as well if I do it right.
I apologise in advance for what I'm about to say. I'm going to be very careful of how I pronounce it to a degree because I don't want my YouTube to be taken down. But it looks like a scene from an adult cartoon animated movie where all the action is blared out.
Yes.
I'm going to pronounce that because that sounds just about right.
I can kind of almost warp it a bit, try and get the hand there.
Right. So Adam's going to summarise. So we've got here. I created a warning about certain hotels and misleading information that Google sadly displays. This is in regards to the hotel video stream we did. Adam says, Sam had that precise info on the screen, but decided to then double down on the misinformation, which could leave attendees to get lost around the NEC campus. That's for you, Sam.
Right, okay. Well, anyway. I don't know what else to kind of say. I've the Adam of the White. I imagine you've got a serious beating in store for me if you're at TFN this year.
Yep. All right. So it says, while Sam said it in jest, I generally feel some returning attendees will not realise TFN is so early and will miss it. That was great. Oh God, it's never a dull moment with Sam. It really isn't. I mean, fake Sam. Adam's got a question for you, Sam. Fake Sam. A question for the Sams, or for both of you actually. How has your approach to the convention changed over the years? So that's to you two. So take the stage.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest.
I'd probably say it's downgraded a bit. I don't really buy as much as I used to, or sometimes I don't buy anything. It just depends. I usually hang out with Real Sam a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we just enjoy watching Jamie torture himself. You know, it's kind of become the TFN thing. We just watch Jamie torture himself.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
So yeah, it's hanging out with Real Sam, watching Jamie torture himself, and maybe buying something. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Poor Jamie.
He does it to himself, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, he does.
Adam talks about us digging a grave, but we literally hand Jamie the shovel and he digs it himself.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I would say that is sort of the larger difference now.
J-Bot looks like a lost lamb. He's like a lost lamb that's lost his flock or his group, and he's trying to find it. And he always seems to just he's supposed to be volunteering. There's been times where he's meant to be volunteering, and I'm like, "Are you supposed to be working?" That yeah, I'm on later today, and he's still in the same spot all day. But you're supposed to be manning something, maybe a door or something, because he usually manages the as the guests come in sometimes to the main hall. He sometimes does that. But I'm just like, are you supposed to be volunteering, or are you here drinking?
There was one time he went off to do a volunteering stint. He came back like a minute later, and I went, "I thought you were volunteering." And he went, "No, I got the times wrong. They changed it over." And I was
oh,
okay.
I saw him at TFN Manchester back in March of this year, and I was outside getting a bit of fresh air, and then he came up behind me and he went, "Hi, Jay, what are you doing?" Oh. He was being rushed. He's rushing about. He literally got there late, and he was supposed to be volunteering that day. And he got there. It was after general. Basically, it was like doors had already opened, and he was just rocking up, and he was just like, "I'm supposed to be volunteering. I'll talk to you later." And then I saw him a bit later in the bar, and I was like, how's your day been with volunteering? I said, "Oh, I want volunteering today. I got it wrong." Something like that. I was like, "Oh, Jamie, J-Bot, never change." Right. Adam says, "John, this is at me now. Who dear? John, you don't need my tripod. Just take your own mic arm." A good swing should be effective. I don't want to break it though. I don't want to put a big dent in it. I don't want to. David's back saying, Sam, what do you both collect, please? Obviously, well, yeah, but so that's sort of you two. What do you both collect?
A lot of what I collect sort of these days is I'm a big anime fan. Literally right here is just loads of anime DVDs. But also recently I've been getting into collecting special edition releases of books by authors that I like. So yeah, I've got quite a few. I've got a. If anybody's familiar with an author called Jay Kristoff, I've recently ordered his 10th anniversary of his Never Winter Chronicles or Never Night Chronicles. I forget what it's called. I've just ordered a special edition 10th anniversary set for that. So yeah, I'm kind of a film collector, book collector. I did used to collect Transformers. I still have some Transformers in my collection, but in the last couple of years, I've stopped collecting largely because there's not a lot of my favorite characters out there apart from third party. Because I'm a big RC fan, G1 and Prime. So as a result, there's not a lot of them. So I don't collect hugely unless, like, I don't know, they announced a new RC Prime tomorrow, I'd be breaking out the wallet. So yeah, that is very much me.
Mine's basically already 2001, G1, all my favourite characters. That's basically it. I am a huge Thunderbirds fan, so some of my stuff is mostly Thunderbirds. And partly other Jerry Anderson stuff like Stingray or Captain Scarlet. Although Captain Scarlet scared the life out of me when I was a kid, we won't go into that. But yeah, that's basically stuff that I get into. So, or stuff that reminds me basically of my childhood. So, G1 My Little Pony, G1 Care Bears, stuff like that. If I see something that I like, I will generally pick it up, whether it's in my collecting range or not. It's just like, oh, that looks nice. I'll pick that up, Sometimes I pick things up and I go, why did I buy this?
Yeah.
So, okay. But yeah, that's basically my collecting in a nutshell. So.
Okay. Adams says, is there one thing myself and Rail, Sam, can bond over? It's watching Jamie being Jamie. Furious textings, random stomps.
Yes, he has a point there.
Tony says, J-Port looks like Ram Man. Yeah. Adam says, sorry, Sam. Visiting family this weekend, so texting on the go. So typos. No worries. Skullgrin says, despite TFN happening towards the end of July / beginning of August, it really looks like it's heating up to be a great one. Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem. It's actually helped me this time around because last TFNation 2025, I had a massive issue trying to get the time off. I managed to kind of fluke it a little bit. I'm not going to say exactly what I say just in case anyone at my work happens to see this. You never know with online. But yeah, I managed to kind of say I was at a family wedding. And they managed to get me through. But I only had the initial weekend and I was back at work on the Tuesday. I only had the day travelling. I had the day off the Thursday travelling too and the Monday coming home off. And then I was back at work on the Tuesday of coming home. And so I managed to just get the weekend off and only have the 2 days holiday. But this time around, with it being earlier, it's actually helped me get the time off because a lot of people seem to kind of have more like August, September time is usually kind of like the 2 months that seem to get a lot of people want time off at the same time. So it has actually helped me significantly. I managed to get it in as early as possible. I think I put it in back in February because obviously my holidays restart for the year in January. And I managed to put all my holidays in within like the first month, within either between January or February that I put the initial thing in, and it got approved really quickly. So it actually has helped me massively being a bit early this year. So let's move on then. Have a slight little general chat of TFN 2026. I already have the website up, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about some new guest announcements, because there has been some new announcements. So this is going to be kind of like a little soft info video as well as a stream. So I'm just going to go through the whole list to just make it easier. I can't click any of these individual, by the way, but otherwise, because of me casting it over the stream, it only does the first screen that you do. Once you start clicking on, I'm talking about something and you can't see what the hell I'm talking about. So anyway, but hopefully you're all seeing it on your end, the initial page. So we got some new guest announcements. We've got some comic book artist announcements. So Andrew Wildman just recently got announced. So a comic book artist, he's just been announced, Andrew Wildman. Ed Perry has just been announced as well. Jeff Senior, who is one of the greats, comic book artists, he just got announced as well. So that's another one. Who else has got announced? I think that's it. So we've had, just within the last couple of days, we've had an extra 3 guest announcements for TFNation 2026. They seem to have kind of morphed or moved into more the comic book guests. But for those that are interested, this is the whole, at the moment, as of right now, as of this very moment, this is the guest list. So you got Scott Brownlee, you got Simon Furman, you got Vince DiCola, yes, you got Nick Roche, you got Jessica Carroll, who was Alita in Cyberworld. Yes, Cyberworld. I keep getting mixed up with the other one that has cyber in the title. It's a bit confusing. James Roberts. You got James Alexander, who was in Cyberworld as well. He played numerous characters. You got Jack Lawrence, Jeff Senior, as I've just mentioned, Ed Perry. You got Darren Norris, who is my favourite voice actor so far announced over this year. He was Prime Knockout. Transformers Prime is one of my favourite series ever. And you got Andrew Wildman. So that is the full guest so far. So that with that mentioned, let's just have a general chat, because I know the reason why I'm doing this stream tonight is to give Silvermoon Sam, the real Sam, a chance to talk a bit about TFNation 2026 on a stream with myself, because she can't, unfortunately, join us for my pre-TFN live stream. Yeah. So that is the main reason why I'm doing the stream tonight, is to give real Sam the chance to actually chat about it a little bit. So yeah, Sam, real Sam, what are you looking forward to for this year's TFNation? Who are you really looking forward to? I know you said in the past you don't really do panels as much, but this year, is there a panel that you really might consider going to?
Well, it's ironic you say that, because last year, was it last year? When Neil Kaplan was here, I was like, I'm going to go to his panel because, you know, I wanted to see Neil Kaplan because obviously he was Optimus Prime in RID, and it's my favorite, one of my favorite eras of Transformers. And then I promptly forgot about it until the panel was like over, and I was like, yeah.
I've done that myself.
That was helpful, Sam.
I've done that myself. Don't worry, you're not alone in that, because I was in the bar, and at this point I looked at my clock and I was like, shit, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. I've missed everything. I missed everything. I only out the whole week. Excuse me, out the whole week. One year. This is going back a couple of years. I think it might have been 2024 TFNation. And literally, I just basically I managed to have a ticket for the Friday, so I went to a couple of the Friday panels. Saturday, I went to nothing. I missed everything. I forgot about it. I just got preoccupied with talking to people in the bar. Missed everything. And then Sunday, I managed to just make a couple of things. So out the whole weekend, I think I went to like 3 things. One of them was the closing ceremony. So, I am definitely guilty of not being very good at timekeeping and times. I managed to get to a lot more stuff at TFN Manchester back in March, I managed to get to I got to a couple of things. I missed some things again, but to be honest, I wasn't all that bothered with some of the panel stuff really at TFN Manchester because it was mainly comic book related. I do like comic books. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make people think I don't like it. I love comic books, but I've seen a lot of these people that were announced many times at past conventions. The only person that is probably a draw for comic book standpoint is Simon Fairman, because he was Marvel UK. He's kind of like the UK equivalent to the guy in America that came up with the bios for the characters. So he's kind of like the UK's, and also he wrote the last episode of Beast Wars. So that is my personal big draw for him, and also he's the creator of Death's Head as well. So yeah, he's comic book wise, he's always a draw for me to try and check out his panel because he always has some interesting stuff to talk about. Maybe stuff he's working on or past stuff. But yeah, apart from that, no. But sorry, I completely come in there. But to you, Sam, I kind of took the limelight a little bit away from that. But so yeah, anything else that you're hoping to try and check out this year at TFN 2026?
Well, I think I messaged you about this, Johnny. It was just, I found out, was it last week or the week before, that I can't remember the guy's name now. The one who plays Knockout, it was also heavy load in RID.
Yes. Yeah, Darren Norris. Yeah.
Hello. So it was just like, yeah, oh, blimey, my computer's just turned the light on. Apparently I was getting too dark. So yeah, so that's basically interesting. Other than that, it's not really. I mean, yes, Vince DiCola is there, and it's really exciting that he's there. But this may sound like blasphemy, but it doesn't really kind of interest me.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he did the music. Great. I love the music. I love everything like that. I'm even going to get him to sign something that I bought. But in terms of guest-wise, I'm just like, yeah, this is great for people. Great for people to come in, see things and that like that. But I'm just like, it's kind of mediocre for me. But like I said, this, as people have said before, TFN isn't for one kind of fan or one kind of era. It's for multiple people. It's for multiple fans. So what doesn't interest me will interest someone else. And I'm all for that. It's great to see other people, have other interest in stuff that I don't know. Because in a way, that also what bonds you. Because you have something different to someone or someone else. So you have one opinion on this, someone has an opinion on that. It's a great conversation starter. Other than that, I go for the social aspect. So to see people like you and Sam, John, and Jamie and Rick and everyone else, that's basically why I go to TFN now, to see my TFN family. I mean, as most of us have said, take away the guests, take away the toys, we'd still go to a hotel and meet up, because that's just basically what we do.
A cheaper hotel, though. Like an Ibis.
In Birmingham, probably the same price. I don't know. But yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. I mean, that is the great thing about TFNation, is that it's not just for a general demographic of the fan base. It's not just G1 only. It's not just this. It's not just that. It's a celebration of all things Transformers. It's they get guests in order to accommodate for everyone, all age groups. So it could be like Cyberworld. Yeah, it's not one of my favourites. I've watched a bit of it. It's not for me. Same with F-Spark, not for me. But they do have a draw. They do have they do have a bit of a fan base behind them. They do have people do like them. So the fact that they've got James Alexander and Jessica Carroll that is on the current one, which is Cyberworld, it's a good thing because they're up and coming talent. Not many people have heard of them. They're relatively quite new people in the industry. I say new, but they've probably been working professionally for quite a few years, but I've never heard of them. I know of a lot of different voice actors. I watch a lot of animated stuff. I know a lot of the A-listers, as in the different A-listers. You got your really big voice actors besides Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, but you've got some really big heavy hitters in the industry still working. But then you've got some more lower ones that are more known for dubbing English dubs for anime voice actors that have also bridged the gap and gone into other animation projects. That sometimes, like Steve Bloom, for instance, he went to this was Auto Assembly. I'd love Steve Bloom to come to TFNation, a TFNation event. He's only ever been to the UK once, and that was Auto Assembly. Was it? I can't remember now. It was an Auto Assembly he came to. I can't remember what year.
No, I can't remember what year.
Yeah, but anyway, so he did come to an Auto Assembly, which was the precursor event to TFNation. But I'd love him to come again. But why I'm bringing Steve Bloom's name into it is that he's mainly known for anime, English dub, English language version of anime, such as Cowboy Bebop and a few other different big stuff, Digimon, and so on. He's known for that, but he's also known for voicing Wolverine in X-Men, which was I think a Japanese anime take. It was like a Japanese show, but it was dubbed into English. He's also done like official animation stuff as well, not just anime, but you know what I mean. So obviously he was Starscream in Transformers Prime as well. So so I know of a lot of different voice actors, but I don't know much. I don't know much about James Alexander and Jessica Carroll. They don't really have much of a draw for me personally to go. I might go and check out the panel if I've got nothing else to do, if I'm a bit tired, just want to have a sit down for an hour or so. I might do, but the main guest this year for me that I'm more interested in is Vince DiCola. I will be going to meet him if I can. I've got a feeling he's going to be flocked. I've got a big feeling I'm not going to. I haven't bought a experience package. I can't really afford to do that on top of what I've already paid out for it. It's already expensive as it is. I will be honest. TFNation is not the cheapest event. It used to be a lot cheaper. Now it's not because you've got to pay for the Friday as well. I know it's optional. You don't have to. But, the more you add on, the cost just goes up and up and up. I mean, I've already paid for the concert. I've already paid for the club con. Saturday, Sunday. That is expensive. If you add it all up, it's like nearly 200 quid just for that. Nearly, not quite 200. It's about 180, 190 that I've paid, and that's just for the main 2 days for the dealer room, the concert, which is an extra fee on top of the club con, because you got club con and then the concert after, and then I've got So I have opted not to bother with a Friday because usually Fridays, that is my social day. The whole thing's my social day. I always go for the people. You know what I mean? I'm like you.
First everybody, Saturday, Sunday, Johnny's just going to tell you all where to go because he doesn't have any interest in being social. Friday is the only day you'll get to talk to him. Saturday, Sunday, he'll be sat in a bar in a corner, looking miserable. Probably with J-Bot.
I should give him the tripod for my new phone because then he can poke him when he falls asleep.
Yeah, that's aimed at fake Sam as well because he goes into a little corner in the bar. People start talking to him, and all you can see in the corner of your eye is that. I'm trying to have a conversation, and all I can see in the corner of my eye is him headbutting nothing, like air headbutts. Have you seen that little thing that you can get for your desk? You got that little bed that goes to to the water and comes back again.
Yeah.
That's what I get every time he goes. Oh man. Anyway, but yeah. So I mean, I'm looking forward to the Vince DiCola. I've got, like I said, I've got the concert ticket, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I love the music. I've always been really into my music anyway. But the fact that I went to the Stan Bush concert, I have to go to the Vince DiCola. But what about you, Sam? Fake Sam? What is there any draw? Anything of interest this year for you personally?
If I'm going to be honest, not sort of. I really go just as a it's holiday. I go to see people that I already see there. I just chill out really. If I'm being honest, sort of like I've kind of hit this point with TFNation where I'm not really going for the Transformer aspects anymore. I'm just going to see people. Like Real Sam, for example. Go and meet Real Sam, and we enjoy tormenting J-Bot together. It's stuff like that. But I'm really just going for reasons like that. It's just like I said, like last year I bought 2 things. The year before I didn't buy anything. So I'm really only really going just because I like to go see some people and have a nice weekend. I'm not too fussed about guests or anything like that, because I just kind of got to this whole point now where it's just very much it's just really a weekend. It's I go away, I see people, I have we talk to people and we chat and we catch up and all that stuff, and it's a couple of days where you can just chill out. Yeah, I've very much got to that point now where it's not really so much about the Transformers anymore. It's more about just seeing people. Yeah. I mean, I nearly decided to stop going. I did get quite close. I did get quite close to deciding I wasn't going to go anymore.
I remember our conversations.
Largely because I just started thinking that I didn't see the point of going anymore because I just wasn't into the franchise as much as I used to be. But like I said, I just realised that doesn't really matter. You just go to see people, So, it's really I'll be there, really just to be there. At the end of the day, it's a couple of days off. It's time to not be in reality. So yeah, that's why I go now.
You're freeloading, young punk.
It's not so much about the franchise anymore. Like I'm too far out of the Transformers franchise now to really even know what's going on. The last Transformers series I watched in full was Prime, and that was like 10 years ago. So yeah, it's like 10 years since I last was up to date.
Yeah, I agree what you're saying. I mean, that's the great thing. You've got different people that go to these conventions. You've got your hardcore collectors that only go for the day. They only go for the toys and they go again. They don't do the social side, which each to their own. There seems to be like a three-side divide. Not divide, but there's like a three-sided thing going on, like a triangle. You've got those that go for the social aspect. And then you've got those that go for both the toys and the social aspect. And then you've got those that only go for the toys. That's it. And then obviously you've got your cosplayers as well, but they're there for the full thing anyway. But I see it as like a triangle when it comes to the people that go to it. And it's each to their own. Some people are a bit, I know this sounds bad for me to say, I'm not judging anybody when I say this, but you've got people that are not very confident in a social environment. You've got people, I was like that back in the day, back when I first started. I was awkward as anything. But you got your different sides of the thing, and I go for the people mainly. I go for the people mainly. My extended Transformers TFNation family. I go to meet up with them and have a great time, a good laugh in the bar, playing Cards Against Humanity. God knows whatever else has been played in the bar. People playing with their new pickups and stuff that they brought with them. It's just a great place to be. And this year is going to be quite interesting because obviously I think, is it I can't remember who's going to be there the same weekend as us. I can't remember if it's QuiltCon or if it's someone else. But
I
there's
think it's
something.
QuiltCon.
QuiltCon.
Yeah. So we've got the little grannies that are going to be interesting. It could be worse. It could be the new church, the Mormons.
I was going to say, as long as it's not the salsa dancers, we're all right.
Oh, come on, Sam. The salsa dancers was the best thing. I'm sorry, I'm joking. But no, yeah. To be honest with you, yeah, I will agree. The salsa dancers, some of them were very judgmental. But I actually had a really nice conversation with a woman that I can't remember her name. Again, bad with names. But there was this. I was outside because this is what you do. You know, you go outside for a bit of fresh air. People having a smoke or whatever. But then some people just went outside just because it's so warm in the bar and just want a bit of fresh air. And I went outside, and there was this little woman, and she was quite young still, probably in her late 20s. And she generally she had a bit to drink. She was a little bit tipsy, bless her. But no, she came up to me and a few of us, and she was like, "What are you a lot here for?" And we're like, "Oh, we're here for a Transformers convention, TFNation." And she was like, "Transformers? I remember that from years ago. Is it the toy brand?" And like, yeah, it's the toy brand, but it's just a celebration of all things. We've got voice actors here, comic book artists that worked on the comics, so on and so forth. And she was like generally really interested, and she was the only person that I spoke to that had a general interest in what we were there for. And she hung out with us for a few times, you know, throughout that evening, and she was really nice. But unfortunately, the few and far between.
I just want to put that. I'm not generalising. All of the salsa dancers were a pain in the ass. It was just the majority of them. Some of them were right pains in the. That's perfect timing for a clock. Thank you very much. And then others were, you know, some of them could have been, you know, quite nice. I was trying to think of another word there, but it didn't come into my brain. But others were just right pains in the posterior. You know, some of them were. I mean, they, as much as they caused us trouble, they caused the hotel staff even more trouble.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, we all know why.
Yeah, we're not going to say too much, but yeah, there was. Yeah,
there were several reasons why.
Yeah.
Not just that reason, but other reasons as well. Because they blocked off part of the hotel at one point, didn't they?
Yes.
And they wouldn't let anybody go down a certain bit because of all the mirrors, and they were using the mirrors to practice, and they got in trouble for doing that.
Yes. Yeah, they wanted to keep us both segregated. They didn't want any of us mingling with what they were doing, so they literally closed off like a corridor area, which was actually the more ideal corridor for us to get to where we needed to be. But they actually closed off one side of it for them, which is wrong. It's a general hotel, well, yeah, I think it should. Apparently, there's meant to be something on in the NEC at the same time. There's meant to be like more. That's why hotels were so hard to come by, because there's something on in the NEC. Yes, it's QuiltCon, but I think there's something else. I don't know if there's more than one event on at the NEC. I could be wrong, but I don't know if there's something happening. There's something happening. There's like a big thing happening at the NEC. And I don't know if there's something at the actual hotel as well as us. Hence, I think that's why it's really hard to try and get a hotel. That's why the prices were all hiked up. There's a general reason why the prices were a bit ridiculous this time around. But anyways, let's get through these comments. So Sammy says Vince DiCola concert is the best thing he's looking forward to. Adam says people are interested in attending panels. These folks will happily introduce you to Raymond. Yeah, who literally records every panel. Yeah. Adam says, honestly, folks, James and Jessica are lovely. lovely folks and good friends. They will be very positive element for the con. Yeah, I'm not saying there won't be. Like I say, if they're in the bar and we happen to have a conversation, and I like I said, that them being at the convention, I have no problem with it at all. Like I said, it's a celebration of all things Transformers. They're there for a younger demographic, those that genuinely do like Cyberworld as a series. It's a positive. I'm not going to knock it at all. Just not for me. I'm not into that series. Um, Adam says the crazy thing that is that TFN has never been run for profit. So the price rises are just to cover costs. Yeah, I do get that. Yeah, yeah. The running costs of the event have gone up, hence why the prices have to. Tony says, can't wait for the Vince DiCola concert. I can't wait to buy toys from Toy Fu. Yep, you have to buy from Toy Fu. Absolutely. You have to support Toy Fu, Mary's Meals, and all that. And have lots of beers with my TFNation family. Yes. And
apparently, it's a gladiator's experience. Sorry, John, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just looking on the NEC website, and apparently, it's a gladiator's experience.
Oh, so yeah, that's going to have a big draw then.
So you've got QuiltCon and you've got a gladiator's experience, from what I can see.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a few factors why the hotel price hike, because we was originally going to do the Moxie again, weren't we, Sam?
Yes.
Big Sam.
That was going to be like 800 quid.
Yeah.
We really struggled to find a hotel we could afford.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing the Arden this year, so it's the first time I was checking out the Arden. I will be doing a vlog experience thing like I always do for TFNation. I'm definitely going to show people what the Arden's like, the amenities, what it looks like inside, what the rooms are like I did for the Moxie. So I like to try and give people an idea for options of what to expect with a different hotel that we happen to be at. I'm actually intrigued about the Arden. The only thing is, it's going to be a problem for getting access to and from on an evening. After a certain time, they do close the access road for the Arden. So we're going to have to be mindful of that, but there is ways around it. We can always just share a taxi, because it's like, if we need to, because we might have to go the long way around. We might have to kind of use a taxi. But I think between two people, it shouldn't be a problem. It should be pretty cheap to do that. But we'll see. We'll there might be a way around it. But the thing is, I don't want to. I'm not going to just leave early just because of that as a factor. I'm not going to let that ruin my social aspect. Because end of the day, I don't see a lot of these people for 1 year to the next. Each to their own. Some people might want to go earlier, because I do know there's also the airport hotels as well, because the NEC shuts at 12 at midnight, either 11 or 12. So you have to be mindful of the monorail connecting the airport side to the NEC, because that all closes up at a certain time as well. So, but I'm going to just be there until whenever, and if it comes to it, I will just either sleep on the sofa in the bar. I've done that a couple of times. But no, I'm joking. I say that in jest. I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I will stay as long as I have to in the bar for as long as I need to. And if I need to, I will just buy myself I just get myself an Uber. I don't care.
Because they could always do a Jermaine, walk around the NEC for a couple of hours, come back in and stay until.
Oh, Jermaine. Oh, that was hilarious, because he was actually at our table talking to us that evening. This was like something like 4 or 5 in the morning at this point, and he left, and then we were still sat in the same spot about an hour or so later, and Jermaine came back in. And I was like, I thought you went back. And they were like, oh yeah, well I found out the hard way. The NEC's shut, and I've literally spent the last hour or so walking around the whole complex. I've had security and police ask me if I'm okay. a couple times. And the poor guy never got a wink of sleep, really. He came back, and he came back, went in for breakfast, because obviously he managed to pay for, I think, I don't know if he went in for breakfast or what, but anyway, so he came back, went round the dealer room for a little bit, and so he literally had no sleep. And then when the NEC all opened up again, he went back to his hotel room, had a quick couple hours sleep, and then he came back. He must have been absolutely knackered. But that's the problem with the NEC complex. It's a great area. Yes, you have a lot on your doorstep. You have restaurants, you have this and that, but it's all enclosed. You don't have the freedom to come and go. You don't, you can't walk here and walk there properly because access roads are closed off at certain times. It is a bit of a nightmare. I will be honest. It can be a bit of a nightmare. I mean, obviously, it's not going to cost much to get a taxi. I mean, the Hilton, they can, if you go to the concierge desk and say, "Can you get me a car for this time, just to go back to my hotel because the access road." Because the Arden is a fair little bit away, walking distance. It's an extra, I think it's like a 20-minute walk there and back, with the access road open. So you have to be mindful. So let me get through the comments here, and because I'm going to probably bring this to an end in a couple of minutes, because I've just remembered I haven't bought my dad a Father's Day gift yet, and it's tomorrow. I was going to do it earlier. I was going to do it earlier, so I'm going to have to try and make the shop before it shuts. But anyway, so let's get through this. Lawrence is here. Says the people are always the best thing. Yes. Adam says, I am more than happy to assist with Arden directions. Not taking the mick. Always happy to help you, John. Less so than other folk.
That's fine. I'm staying in the Hilton, so I don't need any instructions.
The thing is, I have a love-hate relationship with that hotel. I have expressed it a few times. Don't get me wrong. It's the fact that it's like a random thing. I mean, it's not just any hotel can do this. It's not just the Hilton chains, but the fact that a lot of people have been stung. They've already put their hotel money to one side and their toy money. They've already sorted that out in their preparation. They go to pay for their hotel room and they have to pay double for that room, which has left them skint for the rest of the weekend. That has happened to a numerous amounts of people that I know. I've spoken to a lot of very annoyed and depressed people because of this. And that is why I don't want to stay at the Hilton, because I don't want that to happen to me, because I don't have a lot of money when I go to, I'm not one of these people that go with thousands of pounds in my wallet. I only have so much money. I have something I have money for food, because that is a very important thing to keep hydrated. It's for the social aspect. I have money for that. And then I have some money for toys, and then and that's that. And I also have what I owe, because obviously I'm sharing with fake Sam. Unfortunately, I'm sharing with him this year in the Arden, so I owe him my half towards that still. So so everything's accommodated around everything that I owe money for. So the last thing I want is to have a very crafty bill of having to pay twice for the same room. So that is the risk you take with mainly the Hilton. And that is what, because I know that's also our good friend Chris, America's ass himself, Chris Evans, our Welsh friend. He is no longer really helping, because he did this thing of helping people out. He would find out the dates for the next year. He would then go and book numerous amounts of rooms, usually the executive rooms, so you've got access to the executive suite upstairs. That's what he used to do. He used to help a load of people out, fellow friends. Right, okay, are you going to TFN next year? Right, okay, I will sort out the hotel room ahead of time. He's now no longer going to do that because he's now looking at options out of the Moxie or another hotel to be able to do that. Because even with his military discount, he's still been priced out of it because it's too expensive at the Hilton, even with his military discount. It's not viable anymore. And also, he has also been stung by the Hilton because of the bad communication and in some cases, some very bad customer service. I know Tony is probably going to mention this in the comments, but he had a problem with a rat or some. Oh, Sam's gone.
Sam's gone.
Basically, Tony had a problem with some kind of a pest in the hotel room. Mm-hmm. He said something about it, and they basically looked at him stupid, like he did it himself. Oh, Sam's back.
Oh, is he?
He's back. What happened there?
Sam?
It sounds like Space Invaders.
Scratching.
Sam?
Well, while Sam's scratching and sorting his camera out,
right, let me just mute him for a minute.
I was going to say I've only had 2 instances, so I've been very lucky with the Hilton. One was I went to. What the hell is he doing?
I can't mute him either. I don't know why. I'm unable to mute him at all. It's not letting me mute him. Strange.
Oh, it's gone again.
He's having problems with his bloody. What is it with Sam? He has this real fandled, amazing PC, and he can't do a stream for the full thing. He's back.
Oh,
Sam.
Hang on.
Sam.
Hello. This is where you want to go through the camera and just poke him.
I can't hear you, mate. You're coming through like Space Invaders. Do you remember Space Invaders with that? Right, let me try and get through these comments because I'll just remove you for now, Sam, because I can't hear anything. Right, monorail. I'll hear those. Monorail. I hear those things are awfully loud. Yeah. Adam. Also, the airport is strangely closer than folks think. Seriously.
Sorry, I've just seen one of Adam's comments.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll stop being helpful. Jermaine, don't ever change. Tony, that was the same year he had to get Brave. Oh, he got Brave Max. Oh, yes, that was the same year. Adam, I have fallen foul of the shut NEC before. Yeah, I've done it as well. Admittedly, mine was due to having to catch a very, very early train. Raymond's here. Hello, Raymond. And I'm finally sitting down. Got back from Dutch Comic Con. Very nice. So let's get this thing started. David's back saying, will all 3 be at TFNation? Hope you stop and say hello. Yeah, we're all going to be
Definitely.
at TFNation. That's why both the Sams are here, because they are going to be at TFNation 2026. Definitely. If great live stream too. Thank you. But yeah, Doug, don't worry. David, obviously, I am definitely going to try and look out for you at the event myself. And if you see anyone, if you recognize anybody on any of my streams that are going to TFNation 2026, feel free to come and say hello. We're always happy to speak to new people. Let's try
Just remind
Sam.
me of, oh, I saw you on the stream, because otherwise I would just stand there and go, because I'm someone who, most of the people who've known me throughout the years will be like, oh, yeah, she's really chatty. She does this and that and the other. But my actual thing is, if I see new people, I will be like, hi? Who, what, when? So I'm kind of a really shy person around people I don't meet. I mean, there was an instance last year where someone came up to me and he goes, hi, you're Sam. And I just went, who are you and how do you know me? And then he mentioned you on stream, and I was just like, oh, yeah, perfectly fine. Hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. But it's that initial thing that someone just comes up to you and immediately
I
knows
can barely
your name.
hear you.
Like, So please, if you do come up to me, just mention that you saw me on the stream, because otherwise I would just stand there and be really awkward. And he's gone again.
He's having audio problems again. He just came through then saying he can hardly hear us, but yeah, there's nothing wrong on our side. It's his side. Again. Anyway, so Raymond's back. What a frustrating about the Hilton is that when you ask a question and you get a certain answer, when you ask the very same question to another staff member, you get a totally different answer. Yeah, it's like a communication breakdown with the staff. It's bad. Adam may have taken fake Sam out with a microphone stand.
That's what I was laughing at earlier.
Tony says mice are arguing with the hotel staff. And Andy Brown says, fake Sam, stop before you go blind. Yeah. Are you there, Sam? Can you hear us? Sam?
Are you sorted,
Sam? All right, I think I'm going to probably bring this to an end anyways in the next coming minutes, because I literally need to try and get to the shop within the next 30 minutes. But you know what? I have actually had a really good time tonight. On an ending note, because obviously we can't really. Sam is having problems. He's trying, but he's having issues. But I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that has joined tonight. I will try to go through everybody as quickly as possible. So we've had Lawrence. We have Transformers the show. We've had obviously we've been Andy Prime. We've got TJ. Anyone else? Sammy, of course. Sammy. We've got Tony. We've got Barnes, that came in as well. We've got Adam, Fluff and Busters. We've had David. I think that's it. Oh, we've got Raymond as well. Let me find Raymond. I think he was the last. Raymond, we've just got started. Sorry, man. We've literally been on for like over 2 hours. I do apologise, mate. Like I say, I will be doing another live stream the week before TFNation 2026, which will be Friday the 24th, I think. Let me just get my calendar up. Let me just find out. Yep. Friday the 24th of July, I will be doing my pre-TFNation live stream. I'm going to have, hopefully Raymond himself will be joining me. Tony will probably be on, and there's going to be a few other people that have expressed interest to come on as well. So, so you have a chance to join us, Raymond, if you are, interesting. Troy Baker was at Dutch Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so don't worry, Raymond. You will have hopefully, if you can join us, you're more than welcome to come on the camera and join us for that one properly. But anyway, so thank you so much to everybody for joining me tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you to the both Sams. Thank you to Sam Silvermoon. Thank you to the fake Sam. Real Sam and Fake Sam, thank you to you both for joining me tonight, even though Sam's again had problems with his something.
Well, he's lasted longer than usual, so, we have to give him that.
That's what she said. Sorry,
Yes, that is what I said.
I had to get that one in. And on that bombshell, I'm going to get going now. But thank you so much. Thank you for joining me this evening. So Raymond, need to see if I am off from work, but otherwise I'll be there. Yep, no problem, fella. And thanks, John. Thanks, Real Sam. Thanks for being here. For being there. No thanks to Fake Sam, who gave up. No stamina. Andy Prime says I was going to say that. Yeah. But anyway, so thank you. Take care. Again, I will be back on Friday the 24th, Friday evening. Be there or be squared, as the saying goes. Or keep your optics open, as another Transformers pun. But yeah, so I will see you on the 24th Friday for my main TFNation live stream. I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody might end up falling out and not actually being able to do it in the end, but we'll work it out. We'll just see how it goes. But folks, it says, folks, like this stream, support John. Thank you.
Already done that.
Raymond says, well, this stream just flew by. Yeah, it was a quick one, wasn't it? But anyway, so thank you, everybody. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll be back on the 24th of July. If you want to support me, I'm on everything. Well, not everything. I'm on Blue Sky, YouTube, Instagram, and Threads. All under TFNolsey. So if you look up TFNolsey on any of those services, you will find me. So please support if you want. Do you want to say anything about support for yourself, Silvermoon?
I really don't have any major social medias other than Instagram, where I'm Silvermoon 1981, and Blue Sky, which I believe I'm under the name Echo Flare. Other than that, my YouTube channel died like how many years ago? So you can go see that if you want, but there's basically old videos. I think my last video I did on there was Order Assembly, I think, which really dates it. But yeah, if you want to go check those out, it's Silvermoon 1981. So
okay. Nice one. But anyway, so thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back very soon with more videos and all that usual spiel, and I'll be back on the 24th for another stream. So thank you for joining me, Silvermoon, Real Sam. Thank you for sharing your evening with me and the other one. Unfortunately, his stamina wasn't good enough. But thanks a lot, and bye-bye, everybody. See you soon.
Laters.